Let's go ahead and finish chapter 2.2. We left off on this example here. Here would have been some problems we would have done in class to work together, but you can go ahead and try those and you have the answers to compare to see if you get them. You also have that link I shared in the textbook around um, checking this one here, this retrieval practice that leads you to Roman numerals. So keep that in mind there. Um, so as we go through that, I think a last note that's going to connect us to it, our number systems we think about is what's this multiplicative idea. And it's related to the bars on top, which increases the value. So notice XXX here is 3 10s, 30. This would be 30,000 here with a bar on top. So the Roman numeral system, as it indicates here, it's also multiplicative. And it helps us again. It's a clever way to represent larger numbers, just adding a little symbol to it. So just keep that in mind, and how you can run out of symbols for large numbers, so you come up with ways to represent them. All of that leads to example 2.25, which again, just different ways to represent the number of different symbols. So it's a key question. How many symbols does our current system have? 10, right? Really, think about it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we group them together to mean bigger numbers. And each of these systems has a certain amount of symbols. Egyptian has 7, Roman has 7 symbols. So just keep that in mind as we move forward and thinking about some more advanced systems like the Mayan numeral system, which is positional, which has place value, where the location of the number matters. It incorporates 0, also something to keep in mind. So we end up using 0 as a placeholder. And the system's vertical. So a positional number system is an example of the Mayan system, right? Where position matters, where the location is. And notice the dots are worth 1, lines are worth 5. And then what we have is place values. We have every level represents a certain amount of value. So here we have the first 4 levels: 120, 360, 7,200. The next one will be 14,400. And it's based off of kind of a base 20 system. The textbook has more explanation of the history of that and where that comes. It's almost what we call a base 20 system. You will see the 20s appear in there. So we have to use that, right, to complete our system. Notice up to 19, we just stay on one level. Is it when you go higher than 19s, we go to a second level, second place value. But this is the completion of the Mayan numerals. So here's an example of what are Mayan numerals, and then these are the values that we get. And this is 90. This is equal to 320 in our. This represents 320. This represents 162. The reason is this is 10 of group 1 and 4 of group 20. And that again comes from the place value system there, the 1s, 20s, 360s. What is this number? 0 groups of 1. That's the first level. This is the second level. This is 5, 10, 15, 16 groups of 20. So that's where you get the 320 from. And you can see 2 and 8. 2 plus 2 groups of 1 plus 8 groups of 20. The location gives you what it's worth. Here's some more practice problems here, more advanced. There are 3 levels and 4 levels. And the higher level you get, the place value changes from 120. It's supposed to be a 360. Hope I did that calculation correct. I need to check that. That should be a 360. I wrote 320. Could be a mistake there. Would have to do the math and double check there. Sorry, that's that one. This is what we're looking at. The blue one goes to this one. This one, the red one goes to this one here. So there's a 320. Notice was 0, so there was a 0 groups there. So look at that. Look at the examples. Read a little bit more in the textbook to get there, but you could pause here to take a look at that. But again, it goes after the place value. The harder questions, and you're going to see, I have a calculator in the textbook, actually, a Mayan numeral. I should mention that too somewhere here as we get down over here. there's a link to the, oh, right there, online Mayan numeral calculator. So you can go ahead and convert from Mayan to, you could convert, and if you notice here, well, I'll let you play with that. The ads pop up. I apologize. You got to click out of that ad, but that's where you would do it there. And then we could see how to get 36. I have 16 plus 20. That's the second level. This is a 3 level. It's a little bit harder to do, but I use the calculator to try to imagine how to create that. How do we get those numbers? And then you could put in 382 over here to, let me reset this so I can just show you maybe. So I want that in 382. Let's convert that. There it is right there. See, I don't want that. There it is right there. That's the Mayan number for 382 right there. And then if we went back here, you could try 1,234. You put it here, 1,234, I think was the number I put in there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's already too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Convert, and then there it is right there. So you play with that. Go ahead and play with that, and then you get a better understanding of the Mayan numeral system. A little history here, and then a summary here of the different numbers, and then the systems we have, we kind of looked at, and then if it's additive, subtractive, multiplicative, positional, place value, zero, because all this is going to lead into chapter 2.3, where we talk about our number system.